Oh no, that's in the future.
I don't believe so, but you know, if you want.
If it was just him.
Okay.
Oh, we started by leaving the tavern.
The pact is made.
The pact is made. But yeah, we did the most difficult thing, which is get outside.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you
Yes.
said that.
We're still in the first town.
We brought all the NPCs to the bar.
We got outside the building, and you know what? That's still pretty bad. Anyways, we got outside. We were going to go look for the rogue, and then the druid, and then go look at the other sources for resources. But on the way, we ended up bumping into a certain kerfuffle, soon to be beatdown, as one fella was drunkenly going at a guard, challenging him to a duel with a knight's honor, trying to get his friend to not be arrested. And through a combination of efforts, we kind of convinced them that, hey, this guy's gonna kill you. Don't do this. And he's like, oh, right, fine. Oh, also, many, many slaps and punches and knees to the general Regis on his being. But while he was...
with that.
While he was hyping himself up, we did end up meeting Miss Amber, who... I think most of what she did was just like, hey, anybody want to make a bet?
Yeah.
She slid into our DMs and was like, "Hey, you want to bet on this fight?"
Yeah.
Basically.
Accurate.
We all betted for the same team, so.
Yeah, it wasn't really a great bet if there's no counter money.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
It was
everyone
very
was
much lights
surprised,
up. Yeah, he gonna die.
Like no one thought this guy was gonna pull through, so it's like, that's not a... nah.
Understandable. Quite understandable.
So, after... she takes her leave after we kind of sort out the certain inevitable duel. And as that group of friends were about to leave, Anna was very bad at stealth and kind of let it slip that they knew that the other group was planning to kind of break out the guy from prison.
It's crazy.
So, in an awkward situation of just like, what do we do? How do we do this? Da 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 da.
You guys also outed Amber for being a criminal immediately.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. But y'all saved it, and that's the important part. And now you know. Don't fucking do it. Well, she wasn't arrested.
This time.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. Yeah.
And we know better for next time.
Who
We
knows?
kind of learned why the guy was being arrested in the first place, which was he was smuggling people from the north to the south, but not like slaver, like capturing people and tossing them down south. He was like just trying to get people out of a situation they didn't want to be in. So it's like, okay.
Funnily enough, I feel like with Hollandic law being what it is, he probably would have had a lighter sentence if it was him slaving people.
Oh, charming.
Might not be wrong, which is a sad.
Where can I move? When can I move there? That sounds like a delightful place.
So
You're already here.
Hey, let me put down a deposit for a house then.
Yeah,
Fine,
the housing
there's
market's
money.
pretty good right now. There's a lot of stuff being built.
Oh,
Especially
your
here
name
in
is Redane.
Nouvelle Quet.
Buyer's
Redane.
Yeah. Okay. So Redane manages to convince this group of people, hey, wait at this tavern for, well, the only tavern, for like an hour or so.
Yeah, it's a little late.
Don't do anything. He avoids like doing
Don't be
just-
stupid.
yeah. Don't, he doesn't say like don't bring it to prison, but he's like, don't do something you might regret. Get over there. And then they end up going that way. We head out, we find, thank you for having the slide up because I forget her name for some reason, Kasai, the druid. Well, we find the stables, we go inside, we don't find a Kasai immediately. We do notice the fire is a little sus. Why did I say that? I hate that I said that. We see that the fire is a little weird.
You have only yourself to blame, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yep.
To be
The
fair,
architect
word
of your own
suspicious
demise.
existed. The word suspicious existed before Among Us. But God is
Yeah, but sus is a different story.
Anyways.
Yep.
Sure.
We interact with the fire a little bit. Anuska feels a thing climbing up their leg, and it turns out to be a kitten, which is adorable. And then the kitten turns out to be the druid, who's kind of an ass.
Yeah.
yeah. They're kind of just have the attitude of, you'll pick me because I'm strong, or you'll just go away. I don't care. I'm gonna cheat my mission. And it's like, okay,
More like a massive
sure.
chip on her shoulder, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make her less of an ass. It just means her assness has a direction, I guess. I don't know. There's
Explanation?
No way to say it in that sense. It's explanation, sure. Oh, we also noticed that the horses are like extremely very good horses that everyone wants but can't have. I wish I had written down the name somewhere, but I don't think it's super important. Anyways, I'm gonna try making this a little more brief. We head out after talking to her, getting kind of a read on that. We end up going to, what was it called? HDST, which is Hillen
Yeah, I
Deep
think
It's
Strike
like
/4.
Yes, Hillandic Deep
No, it's
Strike
not. It's not
Team.
high definition single transition. No.
Damn it.
That's what it says in my notes next to it.
But
It also has the correct one as well.
before we even got inside, we did bump into a missionary, Hatham, who ended up asking us, "Hey,
Asanya!
Oh. Oh,
Asanya,
Lazy slave! Get back to work! Cha!
You didn't rescue her from the Wonder Wheels for nothing.
Yeah.
you."
Brought south.
So
no.
missionary, he was trying to get HDST to do a mission for him. Couldn't really convince him, so we decided to say, "Hey, we could do it." Redain added also, "Don't ask other people to do it, because if we fail to do it, then you're just sending people to their death." And it's like, okay, that's valiant. And he went with the, "I'm putting my faith in these people to do it," which then he rolled a religion, and he got the worst religion check of his life. He had a deep.
The gods found him wanting. The gods
Yes.
found him wanting.
Luckily, they weren't the only ones listening, as apparently only 2 people know this, but Kasai had been following us and actually assisted in him re-rolling that and getting a pretty damn good check. Not that he exactly knows, only like 2 people know. And then after he took his leave, I believe, Redain went, talked to Kasai, and she less suspiciously joined our little group. I think it was, what did she say? Something about shame. Can't remember. Something about like accepting her shame, I think was mentioned.
That's crazy, man. That's wild.
God, I wrote it down somewhere. I don't know. So anyways,
Something like, if you can accept my help, you have to accept my shame.
that.
That's crazy, man. That's wild.
I
Imagine.
have the general idea, I just can't remember the exact words. But, went inside, talked to the kind of man in charge, who turned out to be the man, the myth, the legend, Clovis. Which most of the people here don't know who that is. He's really cool.
Nope.
Because he's from the
Yeah.
last game that we had together.
It's just seeing the previous NPCs from the previous games be successful in life is always a meritful experience.
And not
Some
gonna
might
lie,
say he's the coolest. Well, not the
gonna lie,
coolest. He's up there, though.
Yeah. We kind of
Verdus
want to
is
vote
the
his
coolest.
direction just because it's Clovis. Pretty sure it's cool, but it's Clovis.
Wait, who's the coolest then?
Coolest?
Verdus, obviously.
Clearly.
Oh yeah, you guys can see Virtus. If you
That
guys
man
go,
defied death so many times.
he 100%
Earned
did,
that
yeah.
prize.
Yeah, no, he's. You guys will see when you guys, if you guys see him.
If we head to the Hilllands, which we shouldn't, please, dear God.
The Helllands, you're in the Helllands.
Sorry, not Hilllands, twins. That's what I meant to say. I'm a stupid. Anyways, so talk to Clovis. Kind of learn vague bits and pieces about each other, kind of, because none of us want to talk about ourselves, as well as what he could provide. At about this time, I think O had to leave, and I think Fred left pretty much immediately after.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
So I mean, the recap going forward is stuff that they might not know. So
Yeah.
be diligent about it.
we kind of got like a general kind of vague input of this is what the other people can also provide, and it's like, okay, we'll determine that later. On the way back to the tavern, after Redane and Shajar went. I think they were going to requisition supplies, I believe. Something like
I
that.
actually don't recall. I thought they were
yes,
staying
that
with
would-
Clovis.
Yeah, that was the plan, was to see what supplies we could do. Just to
Gotcha.
sort of like a good transition for us not being there.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Well, we can talk about those details.
Yeah,
in
it's
a
wasn't
short
it
time.
like getting horses or something? I seem to remember.
You
But
guys did talk to the horse master, the stable
Yeah.
master, rather.
Oh, okay.
The copy
See that then.
paste. That would actually not be bad. Ninja. So we. Leave
Yeah, if you want to do that, Ninja, that'll be much appreciated.
Not
There is some
one-
other stuff that isn't included in what I just told to you guys, because I didn't want to give you just everything. But that is the general rundown for them.
So, after leaving Clovis Incorporated, I'm not going to call it that, HDST, we were heading back to the tavern, and a individual that none of us had met ran up to our group and started saying, "Oh, hey, there you guys are. Why'd you leave me?" Da 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 da. Like the kind of acting of I know this group of people. And we see coming around the corner a series of guards that is following this person, who is very notably Nevros. And it's kind of a decently obvious situation of, oh no, something bad is happening. And
I think I remember it being quite young, right? Or like late teens or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like
what's
a
that?
young.
Age around Brandon's age.
Yeah. Okay.
where Clovis? Oh, did I not write
So
down
like
this information?
18, late teens, yeah.
It was her name was
Nelia?
Nelia.
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 Neyla.
Nelia.
Oh, I spelled it wrong then. Damn.
Nelya. Yeah, 5 letters.
I'm going to write it down phonetically so I know.
It's in. It should. Oh, I guess we posted too many fucking memes. Never mind. I was like, it's in the general. Well, wait a second. There's like a lot
no, I
of
did
medieval
spell it right.
memes here.
Nice. So
Wait,
this
memes?
person joins our group. We try to
Correct.
just initially play off like, oh yeah, we know this person. We're just gonna start heading off with them. We're not terribly convincing as the guards continue to follow us. They don't seem to be making any excessive moves to like try and arrest us or get our attention or anything. They're just kind of following behind us at the moment. And I can't remember. I think it was a combination of Jorky and Ninja's characters that I think set up
Yep.
an illusion, like down an alleyway. A fight was fight, or in this case probably a duel, just mimicking what happened earlier, was taking place to try and get the guards' attention. It worked surprisingly well, and the guards said, "Ah, fuck it," and just went off in that direction, and we booked it. We just ran, went down back alleys, passed by some people that kind of recognized what was happening. It was like, yeah, go on, and made it back to the tavern in one piece, not being followed by guards. This is when we actually learned the person's name and why they were out, which was they're Nevros. It's very hard for them to like go shopping at normal times without being harassed by things, or by people. So she waited till it was later, and then, well, circumstances happened. And she was staying outside the town and stuff. And da-da-da-da-da. I feel like she might be unregistered, but I'm not gonna ask questions that I don't want the answer to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, none of you... Oh, no, I take that back. Redane has his papers.
Okay.
But the rest of you don't.
I mean, she admitted that she's an orphan staying outside the city. We could generally know she probably doesn't
Yeah.
have papers.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with making ignorance bliss for myself.
Just don't
Don't worry
ask
about it.
a question, so that way you still have plausible deniability. Simple as that.
Basically.
I didn't know. You didn't ask her. Well, I didn't think about it.
That didn't come across my mind.
The papers kind of like passports kind of deal then.
Kind of.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not used in
For
transit or
basically
anything.
your
They're more
rights,
like, yeah, they're authorization.
card.
Visas. More cool.
Okay, more like visas. Okay.
But yeah, in real life in the U.S., Native Americans have these papers. These are actually real things.
Oh my God.
So if a Native American leaves the reservation, and for whatever reason, likely racial profiling, but that's besides the point, a cop pulls them over, one of the things that will be requested immediately are those papers. I don't know what the papers
Oh my
really
God.
do. To be honest with you, like I think they
Um,
make a bit more sense in my setting, but
So, well, there's a reason for Native Americans in
I think this
specific. It's
Used as
because
identification
they
purposes instead of social security number.
no. So
That makes
for Native
Which
Americans
is a terrible
specifically,
form
it's
of
because
identification
oh,
as well,
okay,
because
never
it
mind.
has
All right.
nothing on it that would allow
I
you
would
to
say let
identify
speak
someone.
on the matter, consider how he knows way more about Native American culture being integral to such than any of us. So,
No, the social security cards.
well, maybe. I don't know. I'd rather ask the person who has relevancy to it. Oh, what is the actual reason?
Just because their reservations technically don't count as part of the U.S. government.
Oh, okay.
Because
Hey, they
they-
count as in their own territory.
It's
So is
sovereign
it
land.
a diplomat card? I guess not diplomat.
Correct.
but-
It is more like a visa.
I see. Gotcha. Alright, there we
It's
go.
like coming from
Now we know.
one country to another.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's not the case for us, I'm afraid, for the Nevers. It's more of a you're legally allowed to be here because you're not a spy. Alright. Anything else?
Yeah, just like the end bit of we kind of realized at the last moment, it's like, oh, we just brought all three of the people that we were trying to interview for our group to the same location. Oops.
Yeah.
And the one that is extremely Nevros liking, and the one that is extremely provincial liking, and also hating the other one, immediately started getting at each other's beef. And it's like,
I'll give a course correction there. Lambert isn't provincial liking, he's Nevros disliking. Because Amber's provincial liking too. But she doesn't care about, like, Nevros relations. So there's a bit of a difference. Like, again, most of the South don't really care about Nevros, like, in terms of, like, stigmatism. Like, they don't really care. It's only here in the North that it gets brought up.
Yeah, it's only here where they're an actual threat.
Yeah, you know, there was, like, a war front that was here for the past, like, couple centuries, you know?
yeah, essentially. But yeah, those two, Kasai and Lambert, very clearly do not get along.
Yeah.
Lambert also making the note that Kasai has, from his observation, has a history of running, which is an interesting thing. Amber, meanwhile, is just ordering very fancy drinks, letting people have a sip.
He's not the
Amber's
only
just
one.
chill. She's just like, whatever. And yeah, she's not the only one. Apparently, everyone else is getting a little sloshed.
Yep.
And then off,
Just
Wait,
spreading
we're
around
in a
the
pub.
happiness.
and then off in a direction is the other group of people we asked to stay here. Oh, fun fact. We didn't know how long it was going to take, so we sent a runner to one to go get Amber, who ended up being at the tavern anyways. and
Yeah.
To go and tell the people to stay a little bit longer.
yeah, I
we showed
remember.
up on time anyways. It's like, alright.
I just
so there's,
love
like, 2
wasting
gold.
money, don't you? I think it's just a grand old time.
Oh, it's not like we're gonna need 2 gold in the future. Cut to the future, you're 2 gold short.
Fuck.
You're talking to some fell god who's immensely monetarily based. Like, you need that 2 gold, buddy. You need it. I'm not giving you a 0.001% discount. What if word gets around?
Apparently just looking nice.
It's 2 gold.
Can I give you
2 gold you don't got.
sword? That's not gold.
Not gold. Sorry, bitch.
I need monetary currency or your life. What?
Your soul will suffice. Is your
Your
soul
soul-
worth 2 gold?
I feel it's worth more. It is, but that's a cost.
It is, but
It's
you're
my
just
son.
you're. I am in
I
a position of power in this
changed.
negotiation.
I mean, there is the
And
angel.
then-
There is the angel of debts. Debts.
Ah.
It will probably be right up that line, which is an actual like CR17, I think.
What?
CR15?
It's from. MPG,
Oh
isn't it?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
from
yeah.
MPG.
It's the
Oh, I thought
Orzhov
it was
squad.
like me.
Yeah,
I love the Orzhov people. I love them.
yeah, the best. When your church is called a syndicate, you know it's about to be a great time.
Yeah, baby. All right, so let's get into it, shall we?
I think we're good.
And that's anything else you want to add.
I think you've
Yeah,
said
we all double-
everything I've gotten written down.
I don't know.
Debt activated.
Oh, and the little sprite was called Hibrinka.
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 And,
Or if you guys
Brendan
caught her
seems
nickname
to
for
be very
Hebe.
interested in them.
Oh, Hebe. Yes, Hebe.
Paprika.
Yeah, paprika.
Paprika.
Hey,
That would fit,
Patsy and
actually.
Paprika, what's going on? Let's go.
That's the like fire spirit from the.
And this is how you don't get healed by the healer.
The one that Brendan may or may not have been simping for.
May.
I don't think that
Hang
was
on,
a question,
hang on.
really.
Hang on.
That was never in doubt.
You're mistaking Brendan simping for it for me simping for it through Brendan.
So yeah, that's kind of why I was hesitating.
Yeah. Both of us are simping for it. I'm just like out of character and I can simp for it doubly hard.
Something over a fire sprite as well.
Sub to this little